Good morning, guys. Welcome to another episode of Banishing the Doubt, Living Your Best Life Now. Today, I want to talk about trust. Is it possible to think enough times about a future that we can't see or experience? We haven't seen or experienced with our senses yet. Is it possible to think enough times about that future that our brains have already decided that it is true, that it has happened already? Is it possible to do that? The latest research in neuroscience says that is absolutely possible. So if it's possible, and case study after case study has shown that it is possible for us to get our brains to a point where it believes the event has already taken place before it has, it's the case study after case study has shown that that is possible, then we we just need to train ourselves to the point where we believe that we are whatever it is you want. When you get into your car today, whenever you're driving, is it possible for you to think enough times that the car that you are driving in is the car of your dreams? The brain or the neuroscience says that's possible. Yeah, that's absolutely possible that we draw that future to us when we do this. See, we think chemically within the confines of our emotions. When an event has taken place in our life to a certain level, a certain amount of trauma, or a certain emotion it is attached to that event that has taken place in our mind in our life previously, our minds take a snapshot of that event, and that event gets embossed in our mind. It's why watching me right now, you can recall an event that has taken place years and years ago. Okay, I gave the example of being in fourth grade. Okay, and oh, by the way, most of our memories of these events, 50% of them are not even true. We make them up, and I can prove that point right now. I remember in the seventh grade, Lincoln School. Okay, I can still see the young man, seventh grader, coming down the street, going to school, and I was afraid of him. He barely knew who I was, but I had this image in my mind. Now, the story I just shared, just that point, okay, part of that's not even true. I made it up, but my mind, that's so embossed in my mind that my brain thinks it's true. And on an emotional chemical level, I've lived within the confines of that fear. We can still see events from the past. So if it's true that we take these images and they get, and I like to call our subconscious mind, our like a large filing cabinet. We file these thoughts and these emotions away. When our when we have incoherent heart, an incoherent heart, then we begin to lose trust. So what we need to do, and if we want, we can, and it's shown that we can choose, we can change our future, then we just need to practice changing those events. So what we do is we start to think of a future that we want to have. We take our thoughts off of those events that took place in our life before. We start to create our memories of our future. So whatever it is that you would love to do, be, or have in your life, we start to, and it's very counterintuitive to think this, right? We start to think that we are living in that future now. We practice gratitude. Gratitude changes our whole, um, for lack of a better way, our inner structure of our body. It lowers blood pressure levels, it lowers stress levels. But the problem is we've been conditioned to believe the opposite. It's all around us. And on a personal level, I feel it's all around us on by design for a reason. Okay. The book Letting Go by Dr. David Hawkins talks about that. He says that the world cannot allow or doesn't want us to act as free people with a free will in mind, because then we lose those feelings of distrust. We lose those feelings of fear. We lose those feelings of impatience. We lose the anger. We lose the stress. We lose the frustration, the unworthiness. This is why I title my videos as Banishing the Doubt, because that's what we do. We start to doubt the future is possible for us. We start to doubt, and we start to, and we've been conditioned this way, right? How many of us have been conditioned as small children to, and just go through your head right now as I'm talking to you, think about all the times we've been conditioned to believe, well, it's the other people. They have, they're rich, the filthy rich, right? Dirty, stinking rich. Um, if you're my age, you remember the band Warrant wrote the song Dirty, Dirty, well, whatever, Dirty Rich, but Dirty, Filthy, Stinking Rich. I mean, if that's what the music we listen to, right? And the lyrics are just repeated over and over again, right, guys? And we listen to that and it gets, right, it gets embossed in our brain. Well, then, how then do we change? It's counterintuitive. We can't listen to that and embody that feeling, yet then turn around and say, well, but I'm going to be rich and I want to be a millionaire or a billionaire, whatever, right? We need to surround ourselves psychologically first, okay? Emotionally, in an emotional level. So my my wish for you is, starting today, right after this video, or even right now as you're thinking, start thinking the future you want to have. Okay? It doesn't have to be about money. It just could be a life of better health. Okay? Start thinking about a life of, you feel better. You lost your weight. If you're overweight, you can see yourself. Start to see yourself as a thinner person or a healthier body weight. Start to see yourself with lower blood pressure levels. Start to see yourself with lower stress levels. If you're looking to purchase a house, start to see that the apartment you're living in is the house. Okay. Living room, it looks like what? Okay. The car, if you design of a new car, when you get in your car, see yourself. What does a steering wheel look like? What does it feel like? What does this front seats look like? What's the color? Okay. We start to consume ourselves with that future. And neurologically, neuroscience has confirmed unequivocally that absolutely does start to take place in our brain. Okay. However, the flip side of that, though, is once we're on the road and a guy cuts us off, a coworker says something, okay, our brains switch back, our emotions go back. It's in those moments, guys. This is vitally, vitally, vitally important. It's in those moments to remember our future. So, is it possible to remember a future that hasn't happened yet? Yes. Okay. It is absolutely possible. So, today's message, and I ask, like I always do, just like this video, comment down below, and share this video so we can get more and more people in the world thinking from this perspective. Okay, so the last lesson today is learn to start to think of a future that you want. Okay, and science has shown us that when we do, when we repeat this over and over again, brain starts to act as if it absolutely is true now in the moment. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. God bless, and I'll see you the next time.